Hello. It's been a while, bear with me, but today I am going to be showing you guys some ARCs that I've received recently for books that are coming out this year, coming out within the next few months that I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to share them with you. Some of these I cannot believe that I even got, because how did I get my hands on them? I'm so excited to get them early. It's actually insane that I got these. But first I want to mention what I'm drinking right here. This is Javi Coffee. They are a really unique coffee brand that I have never seen before. Their coffee comes in a little kind of like squirt bottle, and you put in a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons depending on how strong you want your coffee. Put it in your milk, water, hot or cold choice, whatever liquid you like to put your coffee in. Put that in there, add the Javi coffee, give it a stir, and it's literally done. So good, so fast. They reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try out their coffee, and I was like, yes, I love a good coffee. And I'm really happy that I did that, and I'm really happy that I tried it because it is so good and just so fast. In the mornings before I go to work, I am running late every day. It's just how it is. And being able to just make my coffee that fast is amazing, and I'm so grateful that they sent me some. Thank you so much, Javi Coffee. If you'd like to check them out, I do have a discount code in my description. You can check it out. I'll also link their website and everything so you can look over the different kind of flavors, different kind of options that they have in their coffee. If you're watching this, I know you're a reader and the best pairing is books and coffee. So there you go. I feel like I just did you a solid telling you guys about a really great coffee maker. But besides that, let's just jump into the books because I have quite a few. First, I have 2 books that were sent to me that are just completed books. They came out within the last year or a little bit before, and the publisher decided to send me a copy, so I wanted to show those to you real quick. One of those was Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Backman. I've seen a lot of his books, this author's books, go around on Goodreads and on different YouTube videos and things like that. And I've always been interested in their books, but I just haven't picked one up. And when the publisher asked me if I wanted a copy, I was like, sure, I will give it a try. I would love to try their books. This author wrote A Man Called Ove, and I feel like that is definitely their most famous book. But this one centers around a woman who leaves behind her old life, her husband, a failed marriage, just a bunch of shitty situations and things that happened to her, and kind of sets out on this new adventure and this new journey in her life. And I love that. I love a second chance. I love picking up your life and starting over when you just have hit rock bottom. So I feel like this would be a good introduction to his books. This one is from Hachette. This one is one that I didn't even know I was getting at all, but it is really exciting because I have heard of this author's books, and it is by Samira Ahmed, and it is this book, Won't Burn. And they sent me the hardcover finished copy, and it's just so pretty. I was so excited when I got this in the mail, you have no idea. But what's really fun about this book, and really the interesting thing that makes me actually want to read it and talk about it and share it with you guys, is that it is about the banned book challenges that are going on in America right now. In the recent last few years, it's gotten really bad where schools are just censoring so many books and so many works of literature that they don't want kids to have access to, that I have a problem with that. I don't like that. I don't like the way America's schooling is dictating what people read, what these young people get to read. So I feel like this book is going to be insightful and also just something that I'm interested in, a topic that I like to learn about and research about. So it'll be great to actually read a fiction work that has to do with those themes. Caledon Books, I love them. They send me a lot of books, shout out to them, but they did send me Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera, and this is a thriller. They have a lot of thrillers, okay? And you know I'm not a thriller girly, but when they send me thrillers, I sure do read them, because when they send me them, they're pretty good. Now this book did come out, I think in April, so last month, but I did want to mention it because it is a new release, hot off the press. You should still check it out. It's actually blurbed by Stephen King and Alex Michaelides, which just means that they gave it a raving review and really liked it and read it themselves. So I feel like, you know, it has some credit, okay? I feel like it's gonna be good. A really exciting ARC that I received was this one. It came in a box. I've never received an ARC box, and I think it is just so exciting and fun that it was this book that I got for my first actual ARC box. But it is clearly This Ravenous Fate by Haley Dennings. And it just came in like the cutest box, and there's like tissue paper and some rose petals and just the whole shebang in here. If you don't know This Ravenous Fate, it is a book set in the 1920s in Harlem, and it has to do with sapphic vampires and vampire hunters. But they're called reapers in this book. But it's also a classic case of two people who used to be friends, had a fallout, and now they have to work together, and it's these two characters named Layla and Elise, and I really loved Layla. Okay, I finished this book already, of course. As soon as I got it, I ripped into it. I had to. But I love Layla so much. A lot of the quotes and different things, different passages that I highlighted in the book were from Layla because it is dual point of view. But this was really good. I gave it 5 stars. And if you don't know Haley Dennings, she actually has a YouTube channel called Pages of Haley. She started her YouTube kind of around the same time that I did. And I feel like whenever a group of people, well, this is how BookTube used to be, okay? When a group of people started, they all kind of like were the group. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but all of my BookTube friends I met because they started their channels around the same time as me. I feel like you just all, it's almost like whenever you go to high school and you're in your whole class graduates. Like, for example, I graduated in 2017. I was the class of 2017. It's like BookTube is the same thing. BookTube class of 2019, that's me. And anyway, Haley was just a part of that group, and so I would always watch her videos. We had some conversations about different books over time, and we just became BookTube friends. There is nothing more bittersweet and just beautiful than seeing Haley become a published author. And so getting to hold this ARC, first of all, Haley, thank you so much for sending it, and also to her publishing team. But just the fact that she is so brilliant, and now everyone else gets to see how good her writing is as well when her book comes out in August, so definitely check it out. Okay, I just got these 2 books. I had received like a lot of ARCs last week or the week before, and I've just been piling them up because I don't know how I'm gonna read them all, but I will definitely make time. But both of these came from Atria Books is what they're called. They have an Instagram. They are like their own sort of publisher, and they have some really good books. So they sent me The Chamber by Will Dean and The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armez. Elena Armez wrote Spanish Love Deception, which is a really popular book, and I'm really excited to give her another shot. I liked the Spanish Love Deception. It wasn't my favorite book, but I don't want to knock this book before I try it. I want to give her another shot. So I'm happy to try another one of her romances. And then The Chamber, I've never heard of Will Dean until now, but apparently he has some pretty good backlist titles, and a lot of people do think he's a good author. And The Chamber is about a group of divers that go in a hyperbaric chamber, and they're under the water and they, can breathe, which is, fine and great until one of them is dead, and they're just all in this small space in the ocean, super far below sea level, and they have to figure out who killed someone or how did this person die, and also how are they going to get out and make it back to the surface and all survive. I don't know if that's just like a fiction novel or is that like a thriller, I don't know, but I'm excited to check it out. And the last 2, this one is by an author that I love. It's by Elena Bruzas. It's called To the Bone. Also, this cover is very similar to what the actual cover is gonna look like. This is the art copy, so it's not gonna look like this, but this cover art is the same. And it's so pretty, the colors, the vibes, and it's also just a short little book. But this author, she also wrote Ever Since. I'm looking over there because I actually had received a hardcover of that book after I read it, raved about it because I loved it so much. They sent me the finished copy and I was, let me tell you, so excited for that. This book is really different than her previous book, but I'm excited to give it a shot. I believe it's sapphic and it is coming out in September. So if you see this around and you see me review it and like it, then you should try it out. Okay, and finally, the book that I am probably the most excited about is Blue Graffiti by Callahan Skogman. Callahan Skogman was Matthias on Shadow and Bone, the Netflix show. I love Six of Crows, so I loved the show and I love Matthias. And Callahan Skogman is an actor that I also really love, and the fact that he wrote his own book, I knew I wanted to read it immediately. And it's really interesting because he writes a lot of poetry and things like that, and I feel like this book is going to have the prose and the writing style that is going to resemble the kind of stuff that he writes, like his poetry and all that. And this one comes out in August, so best believe I will be buying a finished copy, but I will also be reading this one before, and of course I'll put up a review on Goodreads. I usually review like all of my arcs on Goodreads, so if you want to check it out, follow me on Goodreads. But for some reason, I just feel like so proud of Callahan Skogman for putting out and publishing a novel, because he has recently been taking his writing so seriously on Instagram that I've been following the journey and I'm just here for it. I'm so excited to read his work and see how he tells a story. And this one is about a guy named Cash in a small town in Wisconsin, and it's just funny that it's really close to Callahan's life. Like, he also grew up in Wisconsin, and this is kind of like an ode to his youth and an ode to small town life. The way he talks about it is just so reverent, and like you can tell he's so passionate about it. And it also says that Blue Graffiti has romance in it, so I'm just excited to see what the boy has cooked up. Okay, what does he have to show us? What did he make for us? So I will be reading this. It's all the books I have to show, so let me know if there's any of these that you are looking out for, like maybe you haven't heard of but you want to read now. Let me know. Let's talk about it. And also don't forget to check out Jobby Coffee if you're a coffee girl and you want to find a new everyday coffee. But that's it, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!